back, guys.
We back, you know.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak, you know what I'm saying? My name is Shamar.
And your boy Beret.
And we are the SP Podcast, yeah? All right. So today, this is what, our 5th episode?
Yeah, 5th episode.
So you say you were feeling nervous about what?
They gotta shake it off.
Shake it up.
You feel me? But today's today's episode is gonna be about some deep stuff. Yeah, some deep stuff.
You know, I don't be liking when we go deeper. You feel me? I like to stay surf. Because we say, I'm not. That don't apply to me. I'm not from here, so the pause thing is not for me. Okay. I'm African. I'm from Somalia. I'm from Mogadishu. So where actually we can walk with our friends holding hands like this. You feel me? So that don't apply to me. I just stay away.
Hold my hand?
Nah, hell nah, nigga. Why do I hold your hand?
He's a Ghanaian boy, that's why.
No, we're not holding nobody's hand.
No, but okay. But before we get started, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe.
Yo, we have a goal which is about 500 subscribers by the end of April. And without you guys, we cannot do it. So please subscribe. We are putting a lot of work. Everybody else watching us here.
Did I forget to mention to subscribe?
No. You say it again?
Subscribe.
Again?
Subscribe.
What else do we need?
Subscribe.
Like.
Oh, like.
Yes.
And subscribe.
You know what I'm saying? Well, look, I don't know how long we're going to tell you to like, subscribe. That would be my tongue twist. Like when I used to do acting, you know what I'm saying? We used to do, what was it like, you know, that thing, you know what I'm saying? It's like tongue twisters. Now I got to use that, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, you know what I'm saying? Mix back and forth. But yeah, look, all jokes aside, today our topic is something that's very, very serious, and it's very important in our world, at least like us.
Yes.
Because so let me give you my background. I have 9 sisters, you know what I'm saying? I've never been somebody who is interested in knowing about what the period is about, you know what I'm saying? How, like what kind of side effect it has. If you get sick from it, and how long will you be sick? So, but now, as I become adult and I'm starting to sort of like be more empathetic and understanding to the world, I feel like I just needed to know. So before we started, we kind of like interacted with the audience, which we have a great audience that support us 100%, and I love them. You feel me? And everybody in this room are so thankful. So we want to talk about that, and from the experience of like the conversation that we had here, it kind of opened my eyes, man.
Yeah, no, the thing is, in regards to period, women tend to be so emotional and so scary. And when I tell you about, like, they would pick up a fight out of anything, but because they're going through something.
See, I mean, a lot. So is it possible that we as men, we take a responsibility of just understanding in that period what they're going through, like, you know what I mean? And is there a way where we can be helpful without it affecting us? You feel me? Because I feel like too many, like when a woman has a lot of emotions and when they're going through it, they're not being themselves. So that will affect everybody around them. You know what I'm saying? And if you are the lover or the hubby or the husband or whatever, it will affect you eventually. You're coming back from work late, you're tired, you need a little bit of like, you know, love and cuddling, and then your girl is going through that. How would you handle it?
Now, the thing is how would you handle it? We're going to put that aside for now. But the thing is, why is this so relevant for men like us? Why is this relevant for people who are newly married? Why is this so relevant for those kind of demographics? So, you know, the thing is, when you get in a marriage, after the, you know, butterfly stage, after the romance stage, after you guys, you know, get through that, there's always this stage where you guys argue about anything and everything. You guys will argue about the guy would leave the toilet seat up, or the girl wouldn't, you know, cook or something like that. You guys will. So the last thing you guys would want to argue about is a miscommunication about periods. You know what I mean? Now, allow me to elaborate. Say a man who has sisters or doesn't have sisters doesn't know how to treat or deal with the woman who goes through her menstrual cycle. Now that he has a wife and is a newlywed and whatnot, he's being exposed to that woman who is going through this emotional, cycle in life that women normally go through, and he doesn't know how to handle it. He doesn't know how to deal with it. So that's why we're talking about this topic and how we can move past it. Because aside from the little nitpicking arguments, the last thing you want to argue about is, oh, you didn't cook today. The whole time the girl's over there bleeding her ass off.
No, I think it's more so for me actually, because I feel like I have been like, I have been around women so much, you know what I'm saying? I told you guys I have 9 sisters, you know what I'm saying? Amazing, beautiful, always been kind to me, and I've always been kind to them. But aside from that, I have never got the chance to actually understand what exactly they're going through in that cycle, right? Until I got married, and then I realized I was like, this is difficult. Not only is it difficult with the person that's going through, but it's difficult to me. And at that time, I didn't empathize, right? So I think I could have changed a little bit, or be more empathetic towards her. But again, like, me being me at that time, at that stage I was, the mindset that I had was different. And I was so much like, in the move, like, why is you always using this as a, you know what I'm saying? Every time there's something happen, yes, I have this, and you using it, and it's kind of bothering me.
Okay, that's interesting. So, but like, you don't have it, but she has it, so you can't really see what she's going through. So in your eyes, you're saying it can't be that bad.
No, not necessarily that I'm saying it can't be that bad. What I'm saying is, at that time, I wasn't. Look, you got to be ready to understand something.
So
every human being, there's a time where they actually realize something, and that's when they're ready for it to understand, right? Maybe at the time I was being a little bit hard-headed, like, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe there was more than that. For me, I felt like that was a trap where I'm like always being used against her.
Okay.
You get me? But coming out of that and like having a time to reflect, I'm just realizing, I was like, okay, I could have done this and this. Now, I don't regret, mind you. Regret's not on my bucket list at all. But I wanted to learn this time to educate myself to understand what the female is going through and what they need from me without me feeling affected by it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
no, because women can get petty.
Big time.
Women can get petty, bro. You sitting next to a woman who's on her period, she already is annoyed. You ain't doing nothing. You just put on the TV, or you're having a nice and lovely day. You got your popcorn, and then she over there looking at you like.
No, it's not even about that. For example, right? I came home late, right? So she's sitting in the couch watching TV or whatnot. I'm coming home smiling. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Excited.
That's a mistake.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a crime.
Knowing that. I didn't know it was a crime until it happened to me multiple times. I'm like, damn, bro, is being happy really bad? Because that would make me actually distance myself from her. I was like, yeah, this person is toxic. But then again, no, it wasn't being. She was actually trying to communicate with me how to deal with her in that manner. You understand me?
Yeah.
So yes, do I feel I was shitty? Yes, and I admit that. You know what I'm saying? And I can't take that back. But I'm willing to grow and understand more. So that's why I'm trying to express this and have understanding, so I can use that as a cheat code. You know what I'm saying? My next one, I want it to be the perfect husband to ever exist.
Yeah, baby her. Hold it like this. Maane.
Huh?
Sokore. Salide. You know what I mean? So women just want that. At the end of the day, what the best thing to do in that kind of situation is to show them reassurance, care, buy them the things that they say that they need, and listen carefully. Because if you listen careful enough and they talk about how much cramping that they're going through, you buy them one of them things where it's an ice pack heater or something.
But when it's enough, it's enough though. When is enough is enough. What if they're using that against you? Like you don't know the intention of the person, right?
I mean, and they can't fake a period for too long.
Not affecting a period, just for excuse. Yeah, like I was like, you know what I'm saying, when you guys have argument, yeah, I had my, you know, emotion, what is it called, my period or whatnot. Every argument, do you have a period?
That you have to really be careful with that, because if in a splurge of argument and they say something really hurtful and it sounded like they mean it, chances are that they do mean it. Because every time when you angry and you just say the things, because it's the things that you've been thinking about for the long. You're not going. If me and you were to argue right now, I'm gonna say the things that I've been thinking about for the longest. Like, damn, you bald ass. You know what I mean? Oh, I didn't.
No, that is what you were thinking. No, that's what you were thinking.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
that's what you were thinking.
No.
That's what you were thinking, bro. Stop playing with me.
No,
Stop playing with me, nigga.
It's an example. It's an example. It's an example. But the thing is, I'm not gonna go out and say, oh, and say something like that. I don't think about you. Like, I don't think you're scrawny.
No.
So I can't say, oh, you're scrawny. You
No.
know what I mean?
No, I get
So
what
it's
you-
like when you're arguing and they say something, they might say that they didn't mean it, but like
It can hurt people
deep
though.
down they've been thinking about it. So take that how you
So
want.
with that cycle, like, and then someone who is being circumcised. How do you say this word? Excuse me, I've been trying to pronounce this word over and over again. Circumcision. Circumcised. Is that the right word to use in this sentence?
Say the sentence again.
Circumstance.
Say the sentence.
I mean, basically, about how does it relate with the, you know, the cycle that they go through with, because I have something I'm trying to tell you guys, and I'm trying to find like
With a woman that has been
the question
circumcised.
The
Yeah.
question is, do certain women with periods get affected with if they've been circumcised?
Does circumcision affect the period?
That's
the quickest way to ask.
and
the
yes,
question.
and it does. Okay. So does it though?
Now it probably does, most likely, but let me tell you some of the stats that I've searched. and
Okay,
Googled
let's
and
see.
whatnot.
What is it about?
Because this is a sensitive topic.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Circumcised.
Listen, we're gonna cut.
No,
down
I gotta
Bro,
get this
you
word.
gotta read a book, bro.
No, what do you mean?
Yo.
I gotta get circumcision. Okay, I could say that word.
That's one.
Okay,
And then you're circumcised.
you circumcised.
Yeah, there you go.
See?
Now
I don't need to read. Fool.
Now listen here. So 230 million girls worldwide have undergone a female genital mutilation. Now with FGM, female genital mutilation, there's 4 types. Type 1 is partial or total removal of the clitoris.
Damn, that's the worst one.
No, that's the least worst. You
Isn't
think-
that what they do in Somalia? Where this?
Yeah, that's just like taking a piece off.
Oh, the
That's
sunnah.
just a-
It's called sunnah.
Yeah,
that
it's
one.
Just yeah. So type 2 is that, but with more.
But like remove the whole thing, or just
So,
like
no, we're not. We haven't got there yet.
I just want to see the images. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying?
With the blood.
Nigga, explain. I want to understand.
Now, type 2 is a partial or a total removal of the clitoris and another piece called the labia.
Labia.
Okay, now type 3 is narrowing the
vagina.
So it means at some point you gotta have to start putting things together. And type 4 is prickling, piercing, and insertion.
Insertion?
Look, just because you're a lawyer or you engineer doesn't mean you're better than us, okay? Don't be telling us a word. No, don't you dare telling me words ever in your life.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
No, I'm not even playing. Wallahi billahi ta'ala. Don't play with me, man. Just because he's a law, or like he went to law school or engineer. Nah, bro. Your job is not cool. I'm telling you. Your job is not cool.
Now listen. Back to the topic. With this, I would tell you guys about the short-term effects, but you already would know how much of a pain that would be to talk about the short terms. But the long-term effects, there's chronic genital infection. there's chronic reproductive tract infection, and urinary tract infections. So there's a whole bunch of infections, and the thing is, a lot of East African countries practice this taboo thing. Taboo is it?
It is taboo, right? Okay, but which one?
why?
Which one applies to it though? The Somali female, because I know there is an idea where like if you cut the whole thing, then your girl we're not gonna be basically a hoe. That's because they're removing all the feelings that like that's around the thing. So basically, is that good for them for the future? Does that help them? Let alone, does that even help them when they get their period cycle? Because I know some women who has like difficulties, and one person actually expressed to me. She said that she went through a lot. Every time she had a period, she was sick for days, like literally weeks, and like what I'm saying. So finally, her doctor said you need to open it up a little bit because they closed everything. It was this much. You feel me? So is that fair to them? Like it's women, like women are not like animals. They're supposed to have feelings. They're supposed to be enjoying it. Like they're supposed to be expressing their sexual needs in a halal way. In a halal way. I'm just telling you guys this in a halal way. They're supposed to be they're supposed to be feeling enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? That's God blessed us to like that kind of action to enjoy.
Now you see, it's in my humble opinion, it ties back to how societies of ancient times has been. You know what I mean? During the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was known for the Arab culture. This was during the this wasn't before Islam has been revealed. But it was an Arab custom to bury their women alive, their baby girls alive.
Because of she will bring shame to the family.
Yeah.
But that's different though.
And then I mean I'm not justifying this, but
are you setting like the stage of how women have been treated?
Yeah, that's
it's
what
not even about that.
Is.
This matter is what I'm like what I want. Like what I'm saying. I mean that is like I understand what you're saying, but how does it correlates with?
You see now it correlates because women throughout history have been treated a lot less. You know what I mean? And
Thanks.
It only set up the stage as to how we're living today in modern time, modern societies. And is it, like I said, it's taboo and it's really uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable topic to talk about, and it's disturbing. But from their knowledge, they think in order to keep their honor, their family's honor, and in order to keep how they can be relevant to societies, or like, oh, I'd be damned if my daughter got called this and that and the third, so let me just do this. But mutilization in general is haram.
That doesn't exist today.
Oh, yeah?
Because listen, in modern era, I feel like parents are understanding a little bit more, especially us living in the Western world. Forget about us living, even back home, I feel like they're doing more of just like, cutting a little bit. Just to, like,
But
for
even that, it's
no,
not
but
even
I think that's not haram like I think the Quran says you just cut it a little bit, like let it, like, let it bleed a little bit. That's it. Without taking the, like, without killing all the nerves that's surrounding there, that makes her feel, enjoy when she's having intercourse.
The thing is, Shamar, my bro, I'm not saying that circumcise is not wrong for the men. For the women, on the other hand, where does it say in the Quran for that?
Well, it's not fit. In a man, it doesn't even say it either. Like that's not. It's like some of the things that we follow, and it's like there are things that we follow, which is the Quran, but there are also things. There are things that we follow outside the Quran. You know what I'm saying? And that is like, it's so basically it doesn't say exactly there, but what to my knowledge, I don't quote to me. I need to do my research. I know like this guy was giving me all these weird words or whatnot, but I do my research, and I don't want to chime in into things that I don't understand. But But culture is the biggest killer in our society, because our culture and our religion are intertwined, which I am so happy and I'm okay with it. But there are certain things that we need to remove from ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And one of it is that. And if you interact with a Somali woman, and even the older Somali woman, they'll tell you the effect that it has on them. But they cannot stop it. It's a cycle, keep going and keep going and keep going. You know what I'm saying? I hope now is different, because, I mean, it's 2025, and I'm sure like our generation, our kids, we're definitely not gonna go through that.
Definitely not.
Definitely, you know what I'm saying?
But with that being said,
We will have the audience to chime in and say their,
yeah, so if the audience would like to come up and give their 2 cents as to the topics of today, and
Yes. Would you like
You guys have the
anybody who
floor.
wants to chime in, please? You there?
We're here.
Yeah. So, but no, Sasha, definitely.
I would say is
Hold up.
to the circumcision.
Good.
There's obviously there's Sunni and there's the other one.
We're gonna lose that word ever again. Go ahead.
There's Sunni and then there's the other one. I don't know how to say it enough English, but it's painful. But in our Somali community, it happens too often, and the girl doesn't have a say. You know what I mean? So it's just like, what are you supposed to do? But you could share awareness and be like, it's not good for her, this, that, and the third. But back home, they don't listen and they think it's good for the girl and such and such.
In what way do you think?
My whole entire family got it. My mother had it. My siblings had it. Me and my older sister are the only person did not get it. And I watch my family in the pain they're in every single month, in the childbirth, the pain. Even if it's like a small thing, it's not normal. You're not supposed to touch anything about a girl. Nothing.
So how did you escape from that? Like you and your older sister.
Because my mom, like I said, she left. She took me and my sister. She left.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, my mom did not want us to experience the lifestyle. I saw everything when we were my cousins had it, and wallahi, this is not adi mahan, but she showed it to me and she was like, touch it. I was a kid too, but I watched it. I watched my mother give birth to my little brother. She had a painful time, and my little brother died. It's not easy, because also they sew everything up. How is it the child supposed to come out of? But first of all, the hole already is small, and then when you sew it up, it's not normal. Their head they're getting suffocated as well. Wow. Medically, it's not adi. I'm so sorry. Nothing about this is okay.
Well, on the other hand, we have.
Affects the intimacy of the woman and the guy and the person that they like. It affects everything. Her period, her menstrual cycle, everything.
Well, we have Yellow Mellow.
It affects everything. Even if you say just a little bit, no.
Okay, I have one thing. Okay, Yellow Mellow is, and she said it's our culture. There's nothing wrong with it. I would feel unclean if I did not get Fir'auni. So, what do you say about that?
Culture,
Let me say something.
Dakhan, but it's not Muslim. Dakhan ka adi wa,
Islam.
No.
No.
You choose what you follow.
Because I know people that had birth and they had to be cut up because that's how bad
They
it was done
literally
to
get
them.
it cut up because the child could not survive without it.
But what's the reason? Do you guys know the reason behind of it? You know what I'm saying? Forget.
Yes, I do know the reason why.
What is it?
The reason is because they say, my mom told me the reason why they did it to her is because if they did that to her, then she would not go towards guys. It's like protecting her from the currency
basically.
and becoming a whore, or they're protecting their daughters or whatever. So either that kept either they don't. She doesn't shame her family.
That is the whole. So it's basically cultural thing.
They're punishing her from a young age. She's a child, and they're punishing her and putting all these judgments on her from a young age, and she didn't even do nothing.
It's a social norm in
It's
Somalia.
culture. Literally, it's the social norm, and that's غلط وايه.
غلط وايد.
هذه ما أهن. حتى حرام وايه. Islam.
Yes.
If you say أنا كمسلم وايه, Muslim رأى هذول دقنك الصومال دقنك الصومال ده then Muslim متهم. It's one way or the other.
It's a social norm. It's not deen. It's just a social thing.
It's you can والله أقسم بالله حتى إلهي وحناخا, you know. أني my grandmother, I pray for her because she did to my mother, and I pray, I love my grandmother, but what she did was khalad waye. And I pray for her, and she's not alive, but I do pray for her because adi ma'ahan. You just have to pray for these people.
But Sash, Sash, listen, your grandmother, she has been done to her. You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle, so you can't be mad at that.
That's what I'm saying. You only have to pray for them because they didn't know any better. But we know better, and we can do this. We can change it.
Stop, Yellow Mellow.
That's why we cannot agree with this stuff.
No, I get it.
And also, I'm gonna send you a book. There's a girl. She wrote a book about this stuff, and I read it in high school. And my mom got very upset with me when I read this book. But she talks about the circumcision, running away from someone. I don't know if you watched the movie.
Okay. No, I did not.
I will send you the movie and the book as well.
Please share it with us. Anybody else? Europe, I would like. Europe, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here, bro.
What's your take on it?
والله أبو أنا هرت
Your internet's not good, mine.
برجيدا وات ها
You know, runta why Adi hatta Adi wala yasha didn't grow up with them, didn't see their pain, but we saw our mother's pain and we saw everything, and it's very hurtful.
Do you want to say something?
Sorry, you guys. I've been like back and forth on babysitting, but what are we? What are we on?
It's about FGM and what you think about it.
I think FGM is disturbing. I think it's.
Do you guys hear me?
Yeah. I think it's a very sinister act. I think it's it's weaponized against women, and I think it has historically a really bad history. I mean, I don't think that it's
I'm not
ever.
gonna lie. My brothers did not see the pain in my mother, but only me and my sisters saw it. You guys, Ninyasha and Inik, you would never see because your mom will never show you, her business.
Yeah.
She will only tell her daughters.
Yeah.
And we see it.
Yeah. It's
But
unfortunate.
wallahi, it's so hurtful, and we see them in pain 24/7, and
So,
they
like-
still struggle with it.
Interesting fact, you guys, right? So, I went to Somalia when I was like, I was like 16, right? So I went down there. First off, they tried it on me. They were like, naga hawe suhana din narkan, like you're just gonna collapse at the sight of a man if you're not like circumcised. And then further on, I found out that one of my cousins, but she was a lot younger than us. She was about like 9 at the time, I think, was like already circumcised, right? So I asked, I couldn't help it. I was like, Mari. Now that I look back, it was very, I mean, I probably shouldn't have done it, but I was also a kid too, right? Like, I think I was a kid who was like worried about what they were saying. And like, I think it was just a very emotional time, right? So I asked her, I was like, her name was Holden. I love her. But I was like, Holden, can I just see it? And then she was like, I'm out of time. And she was like, straight Somali.
It's not something to look at. It was like so messed up.
Yeah, no, it was, and that's why I kind of wanted to see, because I never, like, I hear about it, but I never seen it,
like,
right? But when I seen it, Lord have mercy. Like, it was like a wall with a
They like
hole.
messed them up.
Yeah. I mean, the sad part is it didn't even
Nay, come
look
on up.
like the downstairs of a female anymore. It looked like a tiny little hole in a wall.
Okay.
Does it basically cut the all
And
the
then
sound?
have the
That's-
pink
that's-
and everything.
That's very graphic.
That's too much.
That is very graphic.
We're gonna cut that part out.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's
Wow.
The men cannot handle circumcision. Forget circumcision.
Hannah,
Okay?
don't run.
My father, when my little boy, he can't even handle childbirth. How can you hold on circumcision if you cannot handle childbirth?
Yeah.
You're gonna leave the room.
Yeah.
During childbirth. You think you can handle circumcision? No.
Mm-hmm.
Question. So, do you guys want it to stop for good?
Yes,
good,
because girls are dying. This is not
Actually, some people die.
are dying.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, you're.
So,
Wow.
sorry marka hore waa soo
gabadhayaasha afar joogan laska sameehoya.
Let you talk 1 second.
Yeah, let's speak English, please.
How long are we gonna get this going? How long are we gonna get this going?
No, go ahead.
No, sis, I'm gonna let you go.
Oh, okay.
Europe, what do you have to say? Europe, miss.
Yes. I mean, Europe. If you get the chance to speak, if you're around, if you're at a place where you can speak, yeah, come on up.
Yeah, I'm here, but I just wani makhliwa, you know.
Yeah.
So you guys, ani horta markaa yaraa Mareykanka intaa imaanin inaa waxaa la rabay fircooni I was that young 7 markaa jiray waa dhib badnaa.
Hi.
So aniga gabar walaasheeyaa markaas naloo diyaariyey naagaa guriga imaaday waxaa arkay anoo gabadha walaasheeya dugsiga ayadaa iga soo horbaxday maadaama qur-aanka iga soo hordhameysay anigana waxaa ahaa ilmaha dhibka badan oo mataqaantaa yacni qur-aanka iyo dugsiga waxa la iska rabo ma diyaarin jirin so I came back home a little bit late like an hour late so waxaa imaaday walaasheey oo lugaha la hahaayo she was my first cousin oo lugaha la hahaayo oo you know yacni maamo oo ku kor foorarto you know what I mean so when I saw her screaming and stuff I asked habrate I was like yo like what's going on maxaa meesha ka jiro and she was like oh well maante maalintiino you know so look going
Yeah.
ma fahantay
Yes.
ilaa amirkiis wallahi been ku sheegaya habrartay kalaa u tagay who was against gudniinka habrartaya u tagay waxaa ku dhaha habar yar gurigii waa kasoo cararaan ku dhaha markaasay dhahda maxaa guriga dhibaato maa ka dhacda I said gabadhii walaashay khalkhalaya inaan ku dhaha naagaho you know and habrar was there too and she was like saas mi ahaa gudniina la dhahaayay dhahda habar yar you know I heard about it familka inay rabaan adiga iyo walaasha inay sameeyaan ani waxaa ku dhaha habar I don't want to do that you know I started crying when she seen me emotional she was like habar it's okay ani waxaas waa kasoo horjeedaa gabdhahayga xataa ma loo sameynin maadaama aniga dhibaatadaas ah soo maray I don't want any of my daughters to go through that stuff so ani waa iska soo tagay Mareykanka imaaday hooyadii Mareykan markay iiga daba imaaday aniga already sharcigayga waa qaatay markaas ayadana green cardkeeda ay qaadatay waxay dhahday waxaa ku noqonaynaa Africa and I said for what and she was like oh I have to inaa mataqaantaa kusoo gudo because wadan qurbaa joogta sharmuutaa noqonaysaa haddii lagu gudin you understand
Like
and I was like what
it's a form
she
of
was like yeah
submission.
gabdhaha markii la gudin oo caadigooda yihiin sharmuutooyin ay noqdaan ma fahantay
Form of submission.
and I was like what do you mean why gudniin ama gudniin la-aan waxaan ku dhahay what makes you think ani haddaa i gudid at the end of the day xataa sharmuuto inaan noqonaya maxaa ka ogtaa ku dhahay you know so I was totally like you know I spoke up for myself I defended myself and I told her I'm not going anywhere with you meela ku raacayo ma leh I even threatened her wallahi ilaahay iga cafiyo waxaan ku dhahay xataa booliiska ku yeeraya if you even think about that because I was scared for my life imagine like qof yar adoo ah hilibkaaga la jarjara it's unbelievable you know trauma ka qaadaysa so aniga I started like habeenka xataa inaas ilaaliyo ana og Mareykan qurba inaan dhex joogo habeenka markaas seexanaya 10 busto iyo 10 surwaal ay xirin jiray just that's how much I was really scared wallahi
Wow. Oh wow, that's correct. I never thought it was like, wow.
also you have to understand. You know they tell Arab,
Gabas
that's
saaxiibaday
why you never
guursatay.
hear about this stuff.
Well, we're gonna be talking about
Yeah,
that.
wallahi. And gabar saaxiibaday aa sharma guursatay. Ma maqle?
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I do. I do.
gabar saaxiibaday aa guursatay. Can you imagine qof oo guursaday oo guurkooda ku cusub yahay that she could not be intimate with her husband, the fact that fircoonia loo guday ee gabadha ii imaaday dhahday hey saasaa jirto dhakhtar hebel aa rabaa inaa aado oo mataqaantaa isoo habeeyo you know waxaan dhan iga soo furfuro whatever you understand. And when I looked at her, I was like, "What do you mean?" In lagu soo furfuro, she was like, "Fircoonia li ii guday waa tolanaha ilaa kordhan waa la isku xidhay, you know."
This is new stuff. This
They
is
had to gabadha inay soo furfuraan in order for her to be intimate or even later on it to have children.
But you know, these girls right now, I would consider them lucky because they can go ask for help. But 10 years ago, they couldn't get help. They just had to deal with it.
Do you think we've come? Do you think we've come far in terms of like what you guys have went through?
We have not come far.
Because
It still happens until
to
today.
my cousins till this day. They're back home, and I talk to them, and they experience it, and even, and I'm like, I have a good life, and I like complain. I'm like, oh, like I don't have this, I don't. But like when I look back there, oh, my heart breaks.
Yeah.
Wow. As you can see, that was the audience chiming in, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't comfortable conversation, to be honest.
Also, that's not the big part of it. The big part is they want us to submit, and when they do that to us, we have to submit. They don't have any other choice. It's all about submitting. That's it.
Wow.
Control.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Well, you guys, you see what's happening?
Yeah, that's definitely a topic. It's a taboo topic, but nevertheless a topic. But yeah, that wraps this up for today's episode.
I want to say something. I actually feel for them. Like this conversation has been such a a roller coaster emotion. Cause me personally, like it was cringy. Like I was feeling like I don't want to hear it, but it's something that we gotta hear to understand as a man.
Good hand.
Mm-hmm.
Your sisters don't tell you. They're trying to protect you.
No, the thing is what
Grandma,
Shamar
you
said
know
is
what I heard? Gudninka mesho ka imade.
Because they tell us, Ninka Sheka does Abwa Haddan, don't talk to them about this stuff. So you will never know.
Well, hold up. We gotta finish here.
Yeah,
well, thank you guys.
Interact with you guys in a bit. But yeah, nevertheless, I think Shamar, what you said is true. It's one of those taboo topics you're trying to stay away from because it's like.
Either way, you're doomed. If you start talking about it, people will attack you because we know what Somali is about. But if you don't talk about it, also other people are going through, which is the females.
Yeah.
So what I'm calling host with how I Dylan and that's been freaking what is it called? Like they boxed them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that we gotta change, especially our generation. On behalf of whatever that happened, I would say I'm sorry to hear that, yo. That is not a normal thing or a normal conversation to endure.
So.
But with that being said, give me a second. With that being said, we are done our podcast tonight. I don't know if I can smile or anything like that. As you can see, I'm not even feeling, okay. But
ain't nothing but a good food could change that mood. You feel me? You get some good food.
No, I need a joint. That's the only thing that can change. I need a big fat joint. I've never smoked that. Yo, don't quote me.
Nah.
I never smoked before. Yeah. But yeah, it's an uncomfortable conversation, but I think we need to have it, especially as a Somali people. I don't care whether you are in Jamaica or Jamaica or wherever you are, but you got to be open to understand. And we will be diving. In this podcast, we will be diving deep of the things that we run away from it. You understand me? And please, I want you guys to subscribe, bro.
And like, share, comment.
Yes.
Tell your mom, tell your ayeyo, tell your abdi, tell your other.
And when you tell your ayeyo, tell her stop gudnik. I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, we gotta enjoy our lives too. So we're a new generation. The new generation of Somalia, inshallah, we will prevail. In fact, peace and blessings.